Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Are those prison stripes you're wearing?
Oh, no, I'm actually auditioning to become the French baguette carrier.
I hear there's a lot of money in that, actually, so good luck.
Thank you very much. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Friend of mine went to the doctor.
Yes.
Uncontrollable barking. Doctor, I have a frog in my throat.
Yes.
And got a diagnosis of something, which I won't disclose. But it turned out that it was something else. Like, he was still not feeling good after a while. He finally, his girlfriend was like, you got to go see somebody else. Goes to a different doctor and gets a completely different diagnosis, and one that is like, it's bad. Right? And so my friend is upset. I mean, obviously upset that he has this. He's now dealing with this quite serious issue, and also upset that the time that he wasted in terms of trying bad procedures and stuff didn't contribute. He's worried that it made him worse. It's sicker.
Right.
So he's curious if there's he has recourse, like a legal recourse. Can he sue the first doctor?
Right, so this actually reminds me of a case out of New Zealand from last year where a husband and wife were told that the husband had terminal cancer.
Yikes.
And so what did they do? They canceled their health insurance. They sold their house. They created a bucket list of all of the things that they wanted to do before he kicked the bucket, hence the name bucket list. They spent $80,000 on trips to Australia and New Zealand.
Wait, they were from New Zealand.
I mean, right.
That seems rather not that exciting.
What's the other one? Australia, Fiji. They went to Fiji.
The other one.
They got themselves into $80,000 in debt, and then the bad news, he's healthy. Turns out it was a misdiagnosis. It's really hard what to think is the good news in that sentence. And actually, the worst of it was the way he found out, which is he had a hospice worker coming to his house every day to take care of him. And the hospice worker said, well, I guess, today is my last day. And he said, why? And the hospice worker said, well, because you're not dying. Didn't anybody tell you? I think that was his look as well. Many emotions I have going on in my head.
That
right
is
now.
a what you talking about Willis line, for sure.
And the question is a good one, which is, let's say you get misdiagnosed, can you sue? Because everybody who hears that is mad and often scared and often first blames the doctor and not smoking or jeans or anything else. And the answer is sometimes, but not always. You can sue for misdiagnosis. The first thing you need to know is, was there any harm that was caused by the misdiagnosis? And I don't mean harm in that you made stupidly foolish decisions like selling your house and spending every dime you had. I mean, was there a treatment that was given that didn't have to be given because of this misdiagnosis? Or, of course, much worse, which is, did you waste time that you could have caught this in time? That now, because of the delay, you're going to die because of it, or there's going to be something worse that happened because you didn't catch it early.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the first question that you would need to know before assessing, can you sue? Were you harmed by it? Right? And the second question, let's say you realize that there was damage in this misdiagnosis. The second question that you need to know is, would a different doctor with reasonable medical professional care have come to a different conclusion? In other words, there are times when the best doctor on earth would not be able to look at your x-ray or your blood test result or whatever it may be and come to a conclusion that would have given you the right diagnosis. If a reasonable medical professional who used due care would have come to a different conclusion, and that is to say, the correct conclusion, then you probably have a case if there were damages. But as for, this couple in New Zealand, as for your friend, and as for anybody who gets a medical diagnosis of a serious condition, I would say the first thing to do is, rather than finding a lawyer, find yourself another good doctor and get a second opinion before you take anybody's opinion too seriously.
Okay, I will let him know. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.